Alright guys, how you doing? This is Tony back again. Today we're going to start doing this is the first video of a series that I'm going to start doing. Species highlights, species highlights. I was going to do genus highlights, but a lot of different teas vary from other ones in the genus, as like, maybe one likes it really dry, but one likes it really humid, so on and so forth. But, so this is number one, and why not start the first one with the most iconic tarantula in the hobby, the brachypelma smithi. As, again, the Latin name is the brachypelma smithi, or smithi, or however you want to say it. The common name is the Mexican red knee, Mexican orange knee. There's so many different ways to say a common name for this species. But I stick with the Latin names again because I've heard Brachypelma aemilias called blood legs, fire legs, orange legs, and stuff like that. And the problem is they say like Mexican fire leg, which is really the B. bomi, and so on and so forth. So it's better to stick with Latin names. But with this species, as far as temperament, this one is just a baby, but very, very calm, maybe a little skittish. Good first tee. This is most of the time. All species vary. Like, you can have, what bugs me the most about this hobby is people say that certain teas are beginner teas, which are completely not. Now, the G. rosea, the most common tarantula in the hobby, people say is a very good beginner tea. I call that bullshit, because every G. rosea I've ever had, wild caught or captive bred, it doesn't matter, has been evil. Absolutely evil. I had one that would throw threat displays and snap at you, like whip its front legs down at you, like whip you with its fangs, and flare his fangs up, flare his chloroceri up, and stuff like that. So I don't recommend the G. rosea at all for a beginner species. This is a good beginner species. This one might be a little skittish, but then again, it's only as big as a bottle cap, so it's about, well, a little bit bigger than that. It's probably about 2 inches. So it might be a little bit more skittish, but once it gets older, there's not too many of them that are real mean. You know what I mean? They're most of the time they're maybe a little skittish, might run a little bit, but their biggest thing with brachypelmas is they flick hairs. And if you don't know, on the butt, on the abdomen of a tarantula, they have these hairs. Some people call them urticating hairs, some people call them articulating hairs. Whatever they are, they're just hairs. And when they get on your skin, they burn. And one thing is a tarantula does for a defense mechanism is it takes its back leg and it flicks hairs off of its abdomen or its butt. So yeah, the famous brachypelmas, I mean, every brachypelma flicks hairs, and their hairs aren't typically too bad. Once you get to like the Lasiodora genus or the Thrixopelma genus or the Nondu genus, especially Nondu tripepi and Colorado villosus, those hairs are terrible. And I react really bad to hairs. But brachy hairs, all they do is really make you itch. Lasiodora hairs will make you scream. They freaking burn and itch and stuff like that, and it's just very irritating. But brachy's hairs aren't too bad, but they are known for flicking hairs. But as far as an enclosure setup, all I have it in is a regular, like, I guess it's I don't know, it's about the size of a 2.5 gallon tank, maybe a little smaller. This is a smaller critter keeper though. It definitely probably won't hold 2.5 gallons. But it's just the small critter keeper. Here's the lid for it. You figure there's my hand. A pretty big hand, but yeah, it's smaller. Critter keeper just like this one. You can keep it in that up until it's about 3.5 inches, 4 inches, and then you can upgrade it to like a 5.5 gallon or 5 gallon tank, or one of these like shoebox type enclosures if you're looking to save space. Most of my teas I like to display, so once this one gets full grown, I'll put it in like a 10 gallon or something, a real nice 10 gallon like this one. I'll decorate it up with rocks and like fake skulls and fake plants and stuff like that, and as a display piece. Or you can also put them in something like this. I think you get this from the Container Store. Everybody in the hobby goes to the Container Store. Very good company if you want a very clear enclosure that saves a lot of room. This thing is perfect, but they're a little expensive, so I'd rather just go to Walmart, pay $10 for a 10 gallon tank, and be done with it as a pan. Like, I think these are 11 or something like that on the website, but they're really, really nice, really good quality. All like polymer or some type of plastic, but very nice quality. But back to the species, they get 5-6 inches. I've seen a couple exceptions of ones that get a little bit bigger. A good friend of mine had a bee smithy like this one that got 7 inches, but it was also 15 years old. So tarantulas I've seen some up to like 25 years old. I'm sure they can even live older than that, but typically a normal lifespan would be about 15 years. 20 years would be kind of stretching it, but I've seen some that are 25, so it all depends. Brachypelmas grow really slow, so if you have an adult female, they might last a little bit longer. But as far as an enclosure, just keep it like that. And, well, like I said, as far as size, bump it up to a 10 gallon or a 5 gallon or whatever once it gets about 5 inches. Well, I'd even do it before then because this thing's kind of small. So, but you always provide a water dish. In this case, I just got a regular bottle cap off of like a Coke bottle. And then this is a potting plant. What is this thing doing? Oh, here we go. There is a scorpion mating in the process. Mating dance. It's kind of cool. That is, if you've never seen a scorpion mate, this is what they mate. They lock claws and the male does his business. But anyway, brachypelmas usually, depending on the species, but most brachypelmas are from a dry area. Like this is a Mexican species, so keep it dry. Maybe we'll overfill the water dish a little bit, which is like basically, people always ask me, what do you mean by overfill the water dish? Just dump water in the water dish until it overflows and gets some on the dirt, and then that's fine. That's about all the humidity you need. But always provide a hide. You can add decorations, but I'm keeping it simple for these guys. Like I said, they're display species, so keep most of mine for display, but I also want to give them comfort. So, but yep, that's my little chunky bee smithy. I'm going to be doing these species highlights a lot. I'm going to start doing try to do it more often than usual. I was going to do it once a week, but I know a lot of people would rather have them sooner. So, but alright guys, this is the brachypelma smithy. Good beginner tea, but like I said, it's a little bit of a hair flicker. I feel my hands itching to where it was flicking hairs on me earlier, but yep. Alright guys, like I said, dry and warm, that's all you really need. Keep it just like a G Rosea. Have a good one guys.